Chosen one, listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because right now, the mirrors around you are breaking. Not just cracking, shattering, splintering into pieces that no longer reflect what you once believed. The reflection you used to trust is gone. The surface you looked into for confirmation, for identity, for worth, it's slipping away right now as you hear these words. These broken mirrors are not accidents, they are fierce, intentional awakenings in the spiritual realm, shaking everything you thought was solid. Let me tell you what's happening deep inside that fire. You're looking into fragments of your soul, scattered and distorted, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying because the reflection isn't flattering. It doesn't lie anymore. It sometimes shows the cracks you tried to hide, the things you wished away, the pain you buried under busy days and sleepless nights. Right now, the mirrors breaking around you show you this harsh truth. They want you to stay trapped in the image, the false image, the cheap imitation of your identity. But those mirrors will no longer hold you. Not just cracking, but bursting. Mirror after mirror, the surfaces you depended on are giving way. And this is the moment where everything changes, because what was reflected before was never your true self. They want you to replace it, to fill the void with something hollow, but you won't. You can't. The shattering forces you to see what's real, not just what's comfortable. Let me show you exactly what they're experiencing who fear this breaking, who cling to these shards for safety. They sit in front of their 3 a.m. mirror. Yes, listen to this. At 3 a.m., wide-eyed, heart pounding in the silence. The room is cold, but sweat beads on their forehead. The mirror behind them catches every broken reflection, every jagged line of their reality breaking apart. Let me take you there. It's 3 a.m., and it's like the world is falling apart, in slow motion around them. Their breath is shallow but fast, their chest tight as if they've swallowed a stone. They reach for pills, the kind that promise sleep but deliver only hollow dreams. They pray, words tumbling out hurried and frantic. God, help me, please. They scroll through their phone, desperate for distraction, for any relief. But all the glowing screens show are the same broken shards of faces, messages unanswered, incomes shrinking, friends fading. Hours tick by, minutes morph into eternity. Their eyes are dry, their mind racing, replaying conversations, failures, shame over and over like a record stuck on despair. The bed feels like a prison, the covers suffocate them. They want peace, but peace is nowhere. Morning comes, but the sun doesn't break the storm inside. The mirror tells them the same story. They're still trapped in the fragments. Let me explain why this is devastating for them. Now listen to this carefully. The broken mirror at 3 a.m. is not just a mirror. It's a battlefield. The reflection shows doubts magnified. It reveals wounds raw and bleeding, and it won't let them lie to themselves anymore. The panic they feel is the collapse of all their defenses. The echoes in their minds scream, "You're not enough. You're losing. You're broken." Every breath feels like a fight for life. They want the comfort of the old image, the false security of the past, but it's gone overnight. The mirror is brutally honest, and it will keep breaking until they see the truth beneath the pieces. That truth is what frightens them most, because it means change. Real change. Let me tell you this. The breaking of your mirrors isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the clearing away of lies and illusions to make space for what God is doing inside you. Let me break this down for you, because the consequences of these broken mirrors play out in ways you can't ignore in your daily life. First, their finances. Let me tell you about what's happening in this battle zone right now. Money is leaking from their hands like sand slipping through desperate fingers. Invoices remain unpaid. Deals that once seemed certain suddenly fall through overnight. They watch the bank account shrink and every number blurs together. They remember the good months, the security that felt permanent, but now, nothing sticks. Calls to clients go unanswered. Doors to new opportunities slam shut before they even knock. They try to patch the cracks. They tighten budgets, they work longer hours, they sign up for courses promising quick wins, but the hole in their financial security grows larger. This isn't just misfortune, it's spiritual discipline. The broken mirrors are exposing pride, false security, and unhealthy attachments. This financial storm stretches their faith, forcing them to lean hard on what is real, on what is eternal. Did you hear that? The broken mirrors force them to confront what money can't fix and open the door for divine provision in ways no paycheck ever could. Second, the relationships. Listen to what's happening inside that storm. The broken mirrors reveal the fractured connections hidden beneath surface smiles. Friends pull away. Those who said, "I'm here for you," vanish like shadows at noon. Family members who once seemed constant now speak in tones of judgment or leave conversations cold. They reach out, but the messages go unread. The phone rings less, the visitor's chair stays empty. They sit at tables with chairs unfilled and conversations forgotten. They wrestle with the loneliness, the sting of rejection, the wonder, did I do something wrong? Am I losing everyone? Then the mirror shows them the painful truth. Some bridges were built on shifting sand. They have to mourn the loss, yes. They have to let go of the expectations that enslaved their heart. But here's what you must understand clearly. The breaking is making room for Holy Spirit connections, for people who see them without mirrors, who love without reflection, who stand when everything else falls away. Let me tell you, not just the loneliness, but the hollowness before the new hires in your spiritual family are the space where God's new alliance grows. Third, let me take you into their health, body and soul. The mirror breaking is showing up there just as sharply. Sleep becomes a stranger. Nights reveal anxiety waves crashing against their mind. There's a tightness in the chest that no doctor can fully explain, and the stomach knots up though they eat without hunger. Energy is a fading flame. Doctors find nothing definitive. Tests come back blurry or inconclusive. They try every remedy, medications, meditation, exercise, but the knots in their spirit remain. They wake in the dark, feeling the weight of despair pressing down. Let me tell you what they feel in this battle. It's like their bodies are shouting the pain their souls cannot express. Healing come overnight, but the shattered mirrors force them to confront their depth, their need for rest beyond physical, rest that only God can provide. This health crisis, this symphony of broken rhythms, is the battleground where surrender meets victory. They want peace. They prayed for relief. They expected quick fixes, but the mirror shows, you must wait, you must trust, you must endure. That is the work underway inside, and it's holy. Fourth, their career and platform are tumbling on this battlefield, and I want you to hear how this breaking is changing everything. The works they built, the projects that felt like legacies, are faltering. Launches flop, campaigns fail to deliver. Audiences shrink, sponsors pull back. The mirror forces brutal honesty about motives, about realities, about what truly matters. They scramble to fix it. Long nights on computers, endless meetings, networking calls. But the cracks widen. This is not just a professional failure, it's a spiritual crucible. The breaking reveals where pride inflated success, where empty words replaced purpose, where the wrong voices were followed. But here's why it matters. Trapped in the broken mirror's shards is the making of a new platform, a ministry refined by fire, reshaped by truth, powered not by numbers but by God's anointing. This ministry will emerge solid, unstoppable, and filled with fresh fire. Don't rush it, don't despair. The mirror breaking is a shaping tool for a higher calling. Fifth, the public reputation, the way others see you, shudders as the mirror falls apart. Rumors spread, Lies creep in. Social media scenes turn hostile overnight. They seem to lose control of the narrative they desperately wanted to manage. Every message read by a doubter, every insult typed in shadows, every silence where support should be. This is part of the breaking too. Let me tell you what happens in their minds. How can this be happening? I've worked too hard. When they respond, to explain, to fight back. But the harder they fight, the more the mirror shatters. This is a spiritual eraser, wiping away false images and public facades. The breaking humbles, the breaking exposes, but it also frees. Freed from the need to perform, to be popular, to control, they become transparent vessels of truth. The broken mirror doesn't just destroy reputation, it uncovers the authentic name that God writes on their soul. Sixth, spiritual torment, the crucible beneath all these breakings. At 3 a.m., when the world sleeps, the spirit trembles. Darkness whispers accusations, doubt digs sharp thorns, fear and despair become voices in their head. The mirror shows the battleground of soul and spirit. The torment is fierce. It's relentless. It's like walking through a storm where every step drags chains of guilt, shame, and confusion. They battle with prayer, cry out in desperation, wrestle under blankets of silence and tears. They want relief. They want silence. But the mirror breaking won't stop until their spirit is purified, refined, strengthened beyond what they thought possible. The torment points them to heaven's justice, to the promises made in the unseen, to the peace that will come. It points them to the victory already won, even when they can't see it yet. Seventh, unexpected favor, if you can believe it, is born in the cracks of the broken mirrors. Right now as you hear this, favor is moving in ways they never expected. Doors they thought closed slam open. Connections appear as if by divine appointment. Small miracles stack into chains of grace. Let me show you exactly what's happening. A stranger's encouragement, a sudden payment, an unsolicited opportunity that feels like a breath from heaven. The broken mirrors aren't just about loss and pain, they're the clearing for divine blessings to flood in. This favor is unearned, unplanned, unstoppable. It forces a new way forward, a pathway lit by God's hand, not by human striving. They try to understand it, explain it, contain it. But grace will not be contained. This is the mysteries of the broken mirrors. What looks like destruction is the birthplace of favor. Now listen carefully, chosen one, because it's time to decree. The mirrors around you broke. They wanted you to be shattered, broken, defeated. They hoped you'd give up. They prayed you'd hide. They said your reflection was all you'd ever be. But you are more. Suddenly. Overnight. Now. The mirror cannot hold you anymore, and you will not return to the shards. They wanted you to live in fear, but heaven gave you courage. They wanted you to sink in despair, but heaven gave you hope. They wanted your finances to collapse, but heaven restored your provision. They wanted your friendships to end, but heaven sent new bonds. They wanted your health to fail, but heaven strengthened your body and soul. They wanted your career to crumble, but heaven built a platform, unshakable. They wanted your reputation ruined, but heaven wrote a new name on your heart. They wanted your spirit tormented, but heaven gave you peace beyond understanding. They wanted the broken mirrors to destroy you, but heaven made them the doorway to your destiny. Not just broken, but breakthrough. Not just shattered, but shining. Not just lost, but lifted. Not just fallen, but forever free. Now rise, now walk, now live. The mirrors are broken around you, but your spirit is whole, unbreakable, eternal, rising into the dawn. Chosen one, hear me as the dawn breaks and the shadows of yesterday's shattered mirrors begin to fade. This breaking was never meant to leave you wrecked and wandering through the ruins. No, it was designed to reverse the cycle of defeat that's been chained to your spirit for far too long. Right now, while your surroundings still carry the echoes of broken glass, something deeper is stirring inside. A reversal is underway. Let me explain what this reversal looks like in your spirit, your life, your very existence. The first flicker of this reversal feels like a whisper at first, a soft voice in the silence of your 3 a.m. sleeplessness. It's small but relentless. You are not what the mirror showed you last night, last week, or last year. You are not the sum of every failed contract, every lost friendship, every betrayal that seemed to carve a permanent scar. No. There is a primal power rising inside you that refuses to be defined by broken reflections. This power looks you in the eye and says you will rise. It does not shout, but it persists with steady force even when your knees tremble and your heart flutters like a trapped bird. Let me tell you what this reversal feels like and why it's the most dangerous force to those who hoped you'd remain broken. Let me take you into the financial reversal that's erupting in the unseen realm before it hits your bank balance. What once looked like a vanishing stream of income now turns a corner toward a river swelling with promise. That client who vanished? Suddenly they call back. That deal thought dead, revived with new terms more generous than before. Letters marked declined suddenly change to approved. The phone rings with invitations, not silence. But here's the key. You don't just receive money, you receive something greater, the ability to steward it rightly. The reversal is not a windfall of careless abundance. It's a flood of God's provision poured into hands trained through trial. This is divine training through brokenness. The money doesn't just restore, it teaches stewardship, humility, and a deeper trust in the one who provides. The reversal of your finances is no mistake. It's a declaration that your season of shadow is closing and a new season of harvest is breaking loose. Now hear this when it comes to relationships. The reversal does not erase the losses, it redefines them. The hurts you carried, the silences, the doors closed, are not the end of the story, but the prelude to divine connections far deeper and more enduring than before. Let me show you what this looks like in vivid color. The friend who appeared unexpectedly with no agenda but to listen. The family member who picks up the phone after weeks of cold distance and speaks words of peace. The new community that doesn't demand perfection but welcomes your scars. This reversal takes the loneliness of the broken mirrors and transforms it into a fellowship of souls bound by authentic love. The waters of rejection recede to reveal a wellspring of belonging that cannot be stolen or shaken. No longer do you seek reflection in broken glass. You find your image in faces that smile because they see your heart, not your past ashes. Let me take you into the body and soul's reversal, the deepest purification of all. The nights that once held only restless tossing, the mornings that woke with no relief, those are shifting, right? Now as your spirit digs into rest beyond sleep. Your body begins to remember what it means to be whole. Let me describe the very real sensations, a lightness returning to your limbs, a deep breath finally unchoked by anxiety, muscles that no longer tremble uncontrollably. But the healing is more than physical, it's spiritual. The broken mirrors shattered illusions about the strength of your flesh and showed you the power of the spirit within you. The insomnia that ruled the dark hours yields now to sacred silence, to peace that never comes from a pill that only streams from the throne of God. You're learning to trust the labored breath, to lay down the fight, and to receive healing that moves from the inside out. This is a long journey, and every small victory over the torment counts. It's the sacred reversal of despair turning into hope, weakness into strength. Now mark these words as it concerns your career and platform. Where once the mirror showed a falling empire, the reversal rebuilds a kingdom. The projects that failed aren't buried, they're foundations. The relationships that snapped in tension aren't discarded, they're reforged in truth. Let me tell you about this rebuilding. It's not louder or flashier, it's quieter, more grounded. It's work done in integrity when no one is watching. It's ministry that focuses less on numbers and more on souls transformed. Those who watched you falter will be the first to witness this new rise, but this time you notice how little their approval matters. The reversal in your career is the crafting of a platform that can never be stolen. A legacy fueled by God's power, not human applause. This new platform is steady, sure, and bound to the destiny you were born for. They aim to break you, but the broken mirrors have only sharpened your purpose and honed your voice. Consider now your public reputation, the battlefield of lies and rumors where the reversal is like a cleansing fire. Those tried to write your destruction now stand witness to your resurrection. I want you to understand what this means. The whispers that once sought to silence you become echoing testimonies of God's faithfulness. Doors closed by reputation begin to crack open again, but this time, you walk ready and alert. You don't chase approval, you walk in authenticity. The reversal purges the poison of lies, exposing truth in a way no social facade can match. This isn't about ego, this is about justice. Every smear aimed at your name becomes a banner of triumph. They wanted you discredited, but heaven wrote your name in a new script, one that speaks of endurance, humility, and victory. Spiritually, the torment which gripped you in the night is bending under the pressure of this reversal. The chains loosen one by one, not because the darkness has less power, but because the light inside you refuses to go out. I want you to understand how this battle is turning. The prayers that once felt unanswered now become the loudest shouts in your spirit. The lingering doubts that crowed over every success lose their voice. Even fear and confusion have to bow when the spirit of truth fills every crack left by broken glass. You may not feel it fully yet, but rest assured your spirit is being rewired for freedom. The torment is the furnace that forges a new soul, one that walks unafraid through shadowed valleys because every twist of this road reminds you of the God who holds your hand. This leads me to the final dimension, the commission springing from every crack and collapse. The breaking and reversal are not just about repair, they are about commission. God is calling you, chosen one, to step into a role crafted by every tear you shed and every struggle endured. The commission is a charge to become a light in the darkness, an example of resilience to those still trapped in broken mirrors. You are to carry the scars of your battles as a banner of hope, to speak to those pacing at 3 a.m., terrified by their own shattered reflections. Let me tell you what this commission looks like. It calls for boldness, for rising despite fear, for loving when rejection is easy, for creating when all seems lost. It's a divine mandate to walk forward with scars showing, to teach healing with your own wounds, and to lead others out of shattered mirrors into the light of restored identity. The commission is not a gentle invitation, it is a holy command and a burning fire in your bones. This is what the broken mirrors finally mean: justice, restoration, empowerment, divine purpose. The shattered images were never meant to keep you trapped. They are portals. They are pressure points where God's refining fire is igniting a new kind of life. Let me show you how to hold this commission as you walk your path. Walk carefully but courageously. Walk humbly but unashamedly. Walk with hands ready to build and heart ready to heal. Your story of breaking and reversal is a map for others lost in the darkness. Your life is proof that shattered mirrors don't define God's chosen. Now listen carefully, chosen one, as I close what I know your spirit has longed for. Decree your own victory right now, here, in this very moment. They wanted your reflection to stay broken. They wanted you silent, shattered, and afraid. They prayed the poison of lies would sink deep into your soul. They hoped your spirit would be crushed under the weight of failure and loss. But heaven stepped in, suddenly, overnight, now. They wanted your finances to dry up and leave you begging. Heaven opened new streams that no one could block, flowing, overflowing, unstoppable. They wanted you isolated and lonely, abandoned by those you trusted. Heaven wrapped you in new bonds, unbreakable and true. They aimed to drain your health, cripple your body, and exhaust your soul. Heaven breathed new life into your bones, restoring strength beyond medicine or reason. They planned your careers, collapse, thinking your voice would be silenced. Heaven rebuilt your platform stronger, launching a ministry destined to shake nations. They plotted your reputation's ruin with lies and slander. Heaven wrote a new story on your heart, bright and eternal. They cried out for your spirit's torment to quiet your prayers. Heaven poured peace that no darkness can touch. They wanted to trap you beneath broken mirrors. But you are walking free through the shards, glowing with a light that cannot be dimmed. This is your reversal. This is your vindication. This is your commission. Rise up, chosen one, rise now, rise forever. The broken mirrors are behind you. The unstoppable future is before you. Lift your head, walk in victory, the harvest is yours, the kingdom calls. Now go in power. Chosen one, as you stand in the fresh light that follows the storm of shattered mirrors, know this is not merely survival, it is transformation. The reversal you are living is hard-fought, carved out from struggle and sweat. It is not handed to the faint of heart or the weary. Right now, the pieces of that broken reflection are still falling away like leaves in wild winds, but beneath the wreckage is a new image taking shape, one forged in fire and water, deep within the currents of your soul. Let me tell you how this reversal unfolds, not like magic, but like a battle won step by step, breath by breath. Let me take you to the first pulse of vindication beating in your spirit, because make no mistake, vindication is coming at you now as surely as sunrise. You've carried burdens that made your spirit ache with shame and frustration. You've been forced to endure silence where there should have been praise, rejection where there should have been welcome, failure where you expected success. Let me show you the injustice you faced. Work you poured your heart into dismissed without a second glance. Relationships that promised support collapsing under the weight of lies. Prayers unanswered even when your desperate tears flooded your pillow. You've been wronged in countless ways, and it seemed like the broken mirrors reflected only your defeat. But listen carefully, because the spirit within you begins to stir with a fire no earthly circumstance can quench. This vindication isn't some distant hope, it is becoming tangible. Your name is lifted in whispers of honor. Regrets you carried dissolve in the presence of a newfound grace. The voice that once threw insults now praises your endurance. Let me tell you about the scenes unfolding quietly right now. Those former enemies beginning to recognize your strength. The late-night calls from people who once doubted now asking for wisdom or help. The vindication comes clothed in the unexpected, in moments that feel small to the world but roar loud in the kingdom of God. They hoped your breaking was your end, but this is your beginning. This is the divine reversal of every slight, every insult, every overlooked struggle. Keep listening as the vindication spills into your finances. Those empty bank accounts, those overdue bills, those sleepless nights counting every penny. Watch how they turn. The test payments processed right on time. The new clients calling when you least expect it. The surprise inflows that arrive without explanation. Let me explain why this matters. It's not just money returning, it's justice reclaiming what was stolen. The enemy tried to drain your resources to keep you bowed, but heaven is pressing the victory in. This financial vindication says you will never hunger again. It says your labor is not in vain. The reversal wholly new, unshakable, and overflowing, just like the promise whispered in your spirit at that darkest hour. Now hear me talk about your relationships, the fabric that was frayed and torn through pain and deceit. Vindication is not a return to the way things were, but a restoration to something better. Let me take you courtroom of the spirit, where old bonds judged and found unworthy fall away, and pure alliances forged through trial are recognized for their true worth. People who dismissed you discover your value, sometimes with apologies whispered in humility. Strangers become friends, and friends become family. This vindication boots out every whisper of loneliness and brings in warmth so deep it freezes out past betrayals. You feel it deep in your chest, the undeniable truth that the relationships worth keeping are built on truth, not pretense. The echo of that is part of your new song. Look at your body too. Let me tell you about the physical vindication unfolding slowly but powerfully. The hours spent in pain and worry, the relentless days of weakness, the nights when your body felt like a battlefield. Watch how strength returns. The morning stretches that no longer hurt, the appetite that comes alive, the absence of the shadow of dread over your health. This is not the miraculous healing of nothing gained. This is the deep, slow knit together of every broken bone, every worn spirit, every exhausted cell. It's the peace that runs through your veins when you finally release the need to control every breath. This vindication teaches you that health is a gift to steward, a vessel now less fragile because the mirror no longer whispers lies about your brokenness. Your career, your platform, hear this. They are rising like the phoenix from the ashes. The loud applause you searched for before is replaced now by the quiet satisfaction of purpose fulfilled. The many failed projects? They were not failure, but the training grounds for excellence. The doors that slammed shut? Part of a divine rerouting to paths where influence lasts forever. People who once ignored your voice now seek your counsel. The reversal is so profound you won't recognize the landscape until you walk it. No longer driven by ego or numbers, your career becomes a mission, your platform not a stage for applause, but a beacon for the lost and broken. Vindication here means you rise not by your own strength, but through surrender to a plan greater than yourself. Your public reputation is no longer a battlefield, but a crown. Every false narrative, every cruel rumor, every lie uttered against you falls away, as if swallowed by the wind. Reputation rebuilt on truth is stronger than one built on human applause. Let me explain the cost and the reward. The cost was the pain of being misunderstood, the days feeling invisible despite your hard work, the nights when you cried, asking God, why the silence? The reward is a story told in every testimony, every encouragement, every time someone says, I've seen what you've walked through. Vindication here is a testimony that opens doors and hearts alike, telling the world you are a child of God, refined and proven. Your name, once somber, now carries a different weight. Honor. Spiritually, feel the vindication as a release like no other. The torment shackling your nights, the accusations trying to unseat your faith. They hold no power over your now victorious spirit. You stand firm where you once wavered, carry peace where there was once chaos. Let me take you into these battlefields. Feel how each prayer is answered, each doubt silenced, each fear replaced by faith. Forgiveness flows in your heart for those who hurt you, breaking chains that might have otherwise lasted forever. This spiritual vindication is the quiet roar of heaven celebrating a chosen one who refused to yield. The darkness tried to define you by what was broken. Now you are defined by the light rising within you. Now hear the call ringing through these victories. The commission ignited by every step of this journey. The commission is not a gentle pastime, but a determined march forward with fierce purpose. God is commissioning you to be the voice for those silenced by broken mirrors, the hand that reaches into the darkness into the trembling and the lost. The wounds you bore are not just scars, but medals of honor, badges that qualify you to lead through empathy and strength. This commission demands daily courage, sacrificial love, and unwavering truth. You will walk into rooms others fear. You will speak truth others avoid. You will show mercy others withhold. Let me tell you why this matters. Your story is the lamp lighting someone's way, the unused bridge becoming the path for many others to cross over from despair to hope. The commission does not leave room for comfort or retreat. It calls for you to live with hands full, hands busy healing, teaching, restoring. You will be stretched in new ways, tested by fresh challenges, but always sustained by the one who has carried you through every broken piece. There will be times you feel exhausted, ready to give up. But the voice of commission will call you on, louder than fear and stronger than doubt. Your mission is to be a living testament that broken mirrors shatter only to reveal the sacred reflection beneath. One made in God's image, unbreakable, radiant, eternal. Let me speak now to the urgency pulsing within you. Walk into your commission boldly. The harvest is ripe. The broken reflections of others cry for healers who understand what it means to be shattered and rebuilt. Your story of reversal and vindication is a lifeline. Step fully into the role God has carved out. This is not a future possibility. It is the unfolding present. The commission is unfolding right now as you hear these words, calling you onward, upward, forever. Now decree this truth over yourself with power and confidence. They schemed for you to live under shadows, to hide in shame, to break beneath burden. But you shattered those lies first. They wanted your voice silenced. They wanted you still and forgotten. But now you speak like a lion, roaring with truth and courage. They wished your hands empty, your hope extinguished, your spirit broken, but heaven filled your hands with power and your heart with fire. They counted your failures and called them final. But you are living proof that every ending is a new beginning. They stood over your broken mirrors, ready to mock and condemn. But you stand over the piece as a light that can never be dimmed, a reflection that shatters false images everywhere. They imagined your breaking as defeat, but you made it your triumph. They wanted your story swallowed by silence, but you are the voice that will never be quiet. Rise now, chosen one, rise fully into your destiny. Your reversal is settled, your vindication declared, your commission unstoppable. The broken mirrors have given way to a vision brighter than you ever dared to believe. Walk forward in victory. Walk forward in power. Walk forward because the world desperately needs to see what the broken can become, an unbreakable vessel of God's glory. Chosen one, the fire of that commission burns hotter now, refusing to be diminished by time or trial. The reversal that has come is not just a change of fortune, it is a reshaping of your entire purpose. Let me show you how the Spirit moves in seasons like this, how what seemed like endings are actually divine beginnings, how every crack and fracture becomes a gateway for a greater glory. This commission you carry is heavy, yes, but it is holy, ordained, impossible to ignore. It calls you to lean into the very place you once feared, to speak the words your broken heart wanted to silence, to walk the roads others refused to tread. Right now, the spiritual world is shifting under your feet. The reversal you've stepped into is not just about what you gain, but about what you become. Let me tell you something, your identity, once tethered to broken mirrors, now anchors deep in the unshakable rock of God's truth. Each vindication you receive isn't just for your upliftment, it is the launching pad for your mission. Every step you take forward carries the weight of your testimony, the power of your experience, The light burned bright by your journey through fire. This is why the commission demands boldness. It asks for risk, for sacrifice, for standing firm when every option screams retreat. You will find, as you go deeper into this calling, that the mission expands beyond your own needs. It reaches into the shadows where others live captive. Those battered by rejection, scarred by failure, crushed under expectation. Your reversal and vindication make you a beacon for these souls. Let me show you what this looks like in the flesh. A touch on a trembling shoulder, a voice breaking through despair, a presence that says, "You are not alone." This commission is living proof of God's power to turn brokenness into brilliance, to raise the fallen, to mend the fractured. It demands that you love harder than before and believe longer than you ever thought possible. Now, the closing word is urgent. The broken mirrors around you are not just past wounds. They are your battlefield and your throne room. They show what you have overcome and the power you carry forward. You are not someone who merely survived. You are someone who thrives in the aftermath of shattering. Hear me as I decree over your life. They counted you broken, but you are whole. They expected silence, but you roar. They wanted your hope buried, but it blossoms eternal. They sought your defeat, but you wear victory as a crown. The mirrors fell, but you rose. The shards scattered, but your spirit stands firm. The darkness pressed, but your light scales the heights. Now is your time. Now is your moment. Walk out with thunder in your steps and fire in your soul. The world will know you as the one who shattered every shadow, who claimed every promise, who fulfilled every destiny. Rise, chosen one, rise fully.